on an all-new Dr. Phil, a woman he's never seen.
You met on a dating site, and she's attractive.
She's attractive.
For the last 6 years, I've been trying to help Kelly get these steel boxes shipped to the United States.
2 boxes he's never examined.
Box 1 has $3.5 million. Box 2, there's diamonds and jewelry.
Mark believes he's going to come into millions of dollars with a beautiful woman.
I've spent over $750,000 getting these boxes.
Is there a possibility that this is a scam?
I don't think you know the whole story yet.
I'm trying to understand the story.
I'm trying to explain it to you. You're getting it mixed up.
You keep telling me different stories. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I'll try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Well, today we're talking to Mark, who is both a respected doctor and father, who joined an online dating site after his divorce where he met an attractive blonde named Kelly Smith, who he described as incredibly honest, decent, and kind. 3 days into talking, Mark says Kelly told him that her father passed away and left her $3.5 million in cash and $3 million in jewelry and diamonds. She supposedly put everything into 2 metal boxes and agreed to give Mark 50% of her inheritance if he would help her get the boxes from Nigeria to the U.S. Sound too good to be true? Well, Mark thought so. In fact, he immediately thought it was a scam until he talked to the mystery woman, Kelly, and she reassured him that it was real. So Mark says he paid $22,000 to have the ownership of the boxes changed to his name and started the process of having the boxes shipped to the United States. Now, Mark says he sold his house, took the money from his clinic, and stopped paying his taxes so he could send hundreds of thousands of dollars to Nigeria, Dubai, and Malaysia to cover customs fees in order to get the boxes into the United States. 6 years have passed. The boxes have still not arrived. But that has not stopped Mark from trying to help Kelly. Take a look.
I met Kelly on Match.com. She seemed really nice. She told me she was from Canada and she now lives in Nigeria. Her father left her deed to property in Nigeria worth about $3.5 million and goods worth $2 or $3 million. She told me she had the money and goods put in 2 steel boxes. For the last 6 years, I've been trying to help Kelly get these steel boxes shipped from Nigeria to the United States. Kelly wants to come to the United States and live here, but she has more control of what's going on by staying there until the boxes get here. I decided to help her because she needs the help, and she also made me a partner. Since it's taken so long, we've decided to split the boxes 50-50. I've spent over $750,000 getting these boxes shipped to this country. I've been working with a professional shipper that Kelly hired named Adiola. We're afraid if the boxes are opened by customs somewhere around the world, they will be stolen or confiscated. I'm paying a lot of money for special documents and stickers to prevent it from happening. The most stressful part of this is more than 6 or 7 times Mr. Adiola has told me that with X amount of dollars, we're gonna get this done. And it seems like when it's paid, then something else comes up. If everything that Kelly's telling me is true, I'm saving her life.
Okay, well, first, you met on a dating site, right?
Yes,
And she's attractive.
she's attractive.
Let's take a look at her profile. She's a Canadian. She used to be named Linda Johnson, but she had an abusive ex-husband and that threatened to kill her, right?
Yes.
So as a result, she had to change her name.
And he took everything that she had.
Took it all.
Everything.
So she changed her name, and she moved to Nigeria to get away from him.
No, she found the deed to this property and a key or a note for the safety deposit box that her father left her in Nigeria.
Oh, I
so
see.
She went to Nigeria for that.
Okay, and her father passed away and left her 2 boxes in Nigeria.
She put everything into the 2 boxes. She went to Nigeria, sold the property back to the Nigerian government, and went to the safe deposit box that her father left her and got apparently a lot of jewelry and other expensive items. And
Wait a minute, she sold the property to the government?
Yes.
Why'd the government want to buy the property?
It was great property. Her father was an investor actually in oil. And he bought this property and never died before he did anything with it, from what I understand. I may not be able to answer every detail, but that's what I understand.
But the government bought the property?
Yes, the government bought the property from her.
Why didn't no governments did that? But okay, so, and where did the things come from? Because box 1 has $3.5 million U.S. currency in it, right?
Yes,
And where did that money come from?
That was from the sale of the property.
So the Nigerian government paid her in U.S. currency?
Yes.
Reckon why they did that?
You'd have to ask them.
Well,
I don't understand.
Why do you think so she's in Nigeria,
I think because
selling Nigerian property to Nigerian government, and they say, do you take U.S.
I guess they
cash?
I'm not going to explain how or why. I'm just telling you the story.
Okay, so they bought this property back from her, and they just happened to have some U.S. currency on hand, so they paid her in U.S. currency.
I wouldn't be surprised if a government has U.S. currency
Right.
on hand because
I mean, she's Canadian.
She's Canadian. Originally, she lived in Texas. She
So
lived in the United Kingdom.
They didn't pay her in Canadian money. They paid her in U.S. money. They're Nigerian. She's Canadian, but they paid her in U.S. currency. Okay, box 2, there's $3 million in diamonds and jewelry.
I don't know the exact numbers. It's approximate. And he left her some diamonds and jewelry. Yes.
Okay, but she didn't get that from the Nigerian government.
No,
that was
from the
him.
safety deposit box.
Okay, but you've got to get that back here, or it's no good to you over there.
Or her.
Or her. So you hired a shipper.
She did.
She did, named Mr. Adiola.
Right.
And he's trying to get the boxes to the U.S.
She paid him to get these boxes shipped.
Okay.
To me.
I got
a lot of questions.
I got 2 words for you. FedEx?
Yeah. I don't think so. I mean, but Dr. Phil, I can't. You need to speak with her and Adiola about asking questions about how to ship.
I would love to.
I know you would. I've spoken to him many, many times, as a matter of fact.
Why
and
not FedEx?
I don't think that it works that way. They'd have to still go through customs. They'd have to still open the boxes and get it.
Your problem is you don't want these boxes opened.
She doesn't either. That's the main thing.
But why not?
I think the understanding is if they get opened somewhere around the world, wherever they stop, and they see what's in there, it's going to be confiscated or stolen or, just never make it to where it's supposed to go.
Okay. Why not go to the bank in Nigeria and get a cashier's check, or just wire the money?
I have found over the last 6 years that wiring money around the world, and especially to Nigeria, is very difficult. But again, you're asking me questions that I can't answer.
Well, in 6 years, did you ever ask that question?
We already started shipping the boxes.
But why ship the cash if you could just wire the money or
What
get a
about the
cashier's
jewelry?
check?
What about the jewelry?
Well, we'll talk about that in a
Can't
minute,
wire
but you
that.
could at least get half of it. You get the cash over here.
That
I mean,
sounds
cash
good.
is king.
I wish I could tell you that that's how easy it would have been, but it's not what we did. You are sitting on that side of the table saying all the things that makes this look like a scam.
You are an intelligent man. You are a doctor. The hell you sending custom fees to Wisconsin for? And later, bring out these boxes. Come over here.
Right now, the boxes are still in the Bahamas, waiting for the documents from Dubai. Mr. Adiola has now said that once the $32,000 payment is made, he will fly to Dubai to get the documents, then fly from Dubai to the Bahamas and bring the boxes to the United States and bring them to my house. I've just sent the last payment to Dubai.
Well, you've successfully wired a lot of money.
Yes, but it wasn't easy.
But it was
done.
You got her done.
Not 100%. I got some of the money got lost, actually. A wire to Germany did not make it. And,
Okay, but does it make sense to you that in this day and time that it takes 6 years to get 2 boxes?
2 big steel boxes.
It takes
Yes
6
and
years
no.
to get them?
Let me explain something to you. When I went to Italy about 6 years ago, I was then still with my ex, and I bought her a inlaid wood turnstile that I watched being made. And you pay for it and you have it shipped to our house. When I opened that box up, there were 3 customs labels in there saying that they examined it and it's safe and it's okay to ship here. That was just a little cardboard box that was open 3 times. These are 2 big steel boxes that nobody can open. So I don't think customs is real happy about letting that happen. So it's not easy. It's very, very difficult.
So you've paid a bunch of customs fees, and you were actually paying fees for them to not open the boxes.
Yes, to trust Adiola that he saw the boxes, he saw the contents of the boxes, and to get documents saying that he did, and for them to say it's okay to bring them in.
So you sent custom fees to Nigeria, Malaysia, the United Arab Emirates, Germany, Latvia, Hawaii.
Not Latvia.
Greensboro, North Carolina, Russia, South Africa, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin?
United Kingdom, and Canada.
Exactly.
The hell you sending it to Wisconsin for?
This woman in Wisconsin needed $200 for a sticker or a document or something. So I said, okay. But you are sitting on that side of the table saying all the things that makes this look like a scam.
No, I'm just listen,
that's what you're saying.
No, I'm just being commonsensical.
Right.
I believe you are an intelligent man. You are a doctor. You're an educated man. You have to admit.
It looks like a scam.
No, I'm just saying, in 6 years, I believe little Abner could get 2 boxes.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question. If it was that easy, ISIS and Al Qaeda could just ship some interesting weapons and chemical destruction supplies to the United States, couldn't they?
I have no doubt that they do.
I don't think it's that easy. And I think post 9/11, Customs and Immigration makes damn sure it's not easy.
Okay, so and
that's unopened.
So what you've been doing is paying money so they won't open the boxes.
Yes.
You've been paying bribes.
I don't know. You could call it anything you want. I say that Mr. Adiola is working with Customs to trust him. He has looked in the boxes and he's a shipper. So you can say bribes if you want, because in essence, they are being paid to allow something to happen legally coming into the country. My understanding is smuggling is bringing something into the country illegally. Those are the boats that meet somebody on a dock at 10 o'clock at night or 2 in the morning. These are supposed to be shipped by Customs.
Well, you've been frustrated, right?
Incredibly, and that's why Cindy contacted you
to
help us.
Mr. Adiola has given a lot of excuses as to why these boxes have not arrived. He says the boxes were on Big Diomede Island. Is that how you pronounce it?
They were there before they went to Bahamas.
Okay. The Bahamas Customs needed $32,000 for a shipping fee?
Okay, and I don't know if it's the Bahamas Customs because the $32,000 went to Dubai.
But he said it was for Bahamas Customs.
He didn't use the word Bahamas Customs. He said it was for customs. And the
Okay.
boxes were in Bahamas.
He said they
so-
needed stickers and documentations.
Yes.
New customs fees every time the boxes were to be released. Needs $2,500 for stamps on documents.
And he went to Dubai.
He just keeps saying, you need more, you need more, you need more. Now, you're defending it now, but I've read your dialogue with him.
Oh, I've been
and you're
incredibly
saying to
upset.
him what I'm saying to you.
No,
You're saying,
more.
like, come on.
I said more to him than you're saying to me, but we can't say it here.
Right. So you've been very frustrated.
Incredibly frustrated.
Okay, now Mark
And
claims that he has sent about $750,000 overseas to get 2 boxes containing millions in cash, jewelry, and diamonds. But his client and friend, Cindy, believes Mark has spent even more money than that, and he just didn't want me to know the entire amount. Well, we're going to meet her after the break and hear what she has to say about all of this.
It's a scam. It's just a plain scam. I don't know how Mark got sucked into this scheme. Mark believes wholeheartedly that he's going to come into millions of dollars with a beautiful woman.
And later,
I'm sorry, I don't think it's funny.
they're laughing at the absurdity.
I came here for help.
I don't have a horse in this race.
You want a show?
You're not a ratings grab.
There's probably one time when you weren't either. I'm just saying.
I'm almost 100% sure everything is real. I've spoken to Kelly on the phone 3 times. She does not sound Nigerian. She has a high, sweet voice that sounds like a woman from North America. She lived in the United Kingdom, and she knew exactly what Stonehenge was. She told me she was from Canada. A friend of mine had a cat named Canuck, and she started laughing because she knew Canuck is a hockey team in Canada.
All right, Mark says he can be gullible. He admits that, but he is not stupid, and he is 100% convinced that this is not a scam and that the woman named Kelly Smith is real. Now, even though he has never met Kelly in person, the two have a multi-million-dollar business deal in the works that they have been handling now for the last 6 years. But Mark's client and friend, Cindy, says Mark must be out of his mind because the whole thing, according to her, is a straight-up scam.
It's a scam. It's just a plain scam. She's young and she's attractive. Mark thinks it's real. He's been scammed over $1 million. He's doing it for this girl to bring her and her riches to the States to live happily ever after with him. He was newly separated from his wife and was lonely. 3 days after he started talking to Kelly in this chat room, she asked him for money. Kelly told Mark that she needed help to get the boxes and herself over here from Nigeria to be with Mark, but that has not happened yet. Mark is a smart doctor and he's loved by the whole town. I don't know how Mark got sucked into this scheme. Mark believes wholeheartedly that he's going to come into millions of dollars with a beautiful woman. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I think he's been taken.
You're concerned about your friend, right?
Yes, that's why I wrote in.
Yeah, and you just don't want him to be hurt. You don't want him to go broke. You don't want him to get taken any more than he already has been.
Yeah, we're losing him.
Right, and why do you think this is a scam?
You just hear it on TV all the time. I've seen it on your show before, that people get taken all the time, and they, especially coming from Nigeria, they seem to prey on us. I think Nigeria is sort of looking at us like idiots.
Yeah.
You know, like, really? We can get all this money from this guy and, you know, and people, not just him, but there's other people.
Right. Now, you've spoken to this woman?
Yes.
How many times?
3 that I recall. 3.
In 6 years?
That's it.
Why haven't you spoken to her more than 3 times in 6 years?
She's living in squander. She is living with a friend that she met in a hotel that she was first staying at, named Bucky, and Bucky's son, Yemi, and Bucky's sister, Kenny, who doesn't live there but goes over often. They are in a very, very rural, poverty-stricken area of Nigeria, from what I understand. So getting a telephone is impossible. Mr. Adiola is a businessman who has a phone, international phone, but he lives about 5 or 6 hours away from her. If in the past she's had to meet with him to sign a document or whatever, and she's called me from his phone.
Would you think about sending her a phone?
I don't think it works that way, Dr. Phil. I don't think that sending her a phone means that she can get service and call from where she's at.
So, just in terms of internet and phone, she just doesn't have
just very,
a good infrastructure
very poor
there.
access to internet, and she gets.
That's what she tells him, but that's not true. They got great internet over there.
She's been able to receive money.
Well,
how does she get the money?
The money doesn't go to her. She gets very, very little of this money, folks. I send her money for, as she says, toiletries and some living expenses sometimes, but I don't send her.
Well,
the major part of the money is going to.
We broke that down actually to see where that.
It's going to be fun.
What's that?
I said this is going to be fun.
No, you said you don't. Not much of it goes to her, so. I put this together so we can see actually where it went. You meet her in November of 2010 online, okay? So after you meet her, she starts talking to you about this. And in November of 2010 and December, there's a change of name of ownership on the boxes and customs payments, and that is $48,000. So you meet her in November, and in the first 30 days, you're paying $48,000. And this is to change name of ownership on these boxes. Now, that's to your name?
It was $23,000 to change the name for that. You showed the original document that the name was changed to.
Yeah.
And the rest was probably, I don't remember that, but it went to customs. But remember, you asked what I sent to Kelly.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. It's change the name and customs payments.
Right.
Okay, so at that point, you thought, I'm going to change this name where your name's on it and pay customs, and they're going to be shipped over here to you. So at that point, you're thinking $48,000, $6.5 million, pretty good investment. But the boxes didn't come.
No. You don't understand the story still.
I'm trying to understand the story.
I'm trying to explain it to you.
I keep asking you, and you keep saying, well, I don't know. I don't know. Don't tell me I don't understand the story. You're the one telling it.
It's been a frustrating process to get these boxes shipped from Nigeria to the United States. The first thing I had to do was pay to get the name changed from Kelly Smith to my name on the boxes. That was about $24,000. I did send money to customs in Hawaii, Germany, Greensboro, North Carolina, Wisconsin, and now Mr. Adiola has been on a boat for 6 weeks from Malaysia to an island between Russia and Alaska.
In January through March of the next year, you got to pay another $41,000, and this is for hotel fees, living expenses, and more customs fees.
Right.
So this is for this hotel she's living in, and her living expenses, and more customs fees.
I'm not sure she was in the hotel at that point. Bucky had her moved to her house. So you have to, if you're breaking that down properly, you have to understand that probably 95% of that was for customs.
Okay, but you're paying hotel fees for Kelly and Bucky and Yo-Yo, or who was the son?
I'm sorry, I don't think it's funny, Dr.
No,
Phil.
who was the son?
No, I'm just telling you.
Who was the son?
Who is what?
You said there was a nephew or a son or something?
Well, Bucky's son is named Yemi.
Yemi. Okay. For hotel fees. You're paying for all of them to live there?
No. That's why you don't understand the story still.
I'm trying to understand the
trying to
story.
explain it to
I
you.
keep asking you, and you keep saying, well, I don't know. I don't know. Don't tell me I don't understand the story. You're the one telling
I'm
it.
telling you, you're getting it mixed up. She lived in a hotel at first. She met Bucky in the hotel. They befriended each other. Bucky invited her to come to her house instead of living at the hotel. So after a short period of time, maybe 6 months, maybe less, I was not paying hotel fees. She was then living with Bucky.
This isn't 6 months yet.
Right, so at that point, she
Don't
may
tell me I don't understand. You keep telling me different stories.
I'm sorry, Dr. Phil, I was just trying to get the story straight.
Please. This isn't, you tell a different story every time we ask you the question.
I know the story very well. I just don't know the exact dates.
Well, then don't tell me I'm getting it wrong when you don't know the dates, my friend.
You're making it seem like the money's going to the hotel fees. It's mainly very
That's
small
because that's what you told us.
a small portion at first.
I don't
was.
make this up. I just met you today.
What'd I tell you?
I didn't know a hotel was involved unless you tell me. Okay, let's move on to 6 months here. Okay, now we're at April. So now we started back here in November. So now we get to 6 months. We're still paying hotel fees according to you.
No, I don't think she was in the
Okay.
hotel by 6 months.
So personal expenses and custom fees, we're paying $116,281 for this 8-month period,
Dr.
8-month
Phil,
period here.
when you first asked me before you went up there, you said how you're sending Kelly a lot of money. You please understand, this is not going. You said she's able to get money, right?
Right.
So the money is not going to Kelly
Customs fees.
mostly. The personal expenses at this point,
He sends personal money separate to
like
her.
$300 or $400 every couple weeks,
And
maybe a month.
The
every
big
couple
money
weeks.
he sends he's sending it to customs, is what he's being told.
Okay, so 98% maybe custom fees,
Yes,
okay? Small money here,
yes.
personal expenses.
Yes.
Fair? Feel better about,
Well, yeah, just trying to get the truth out there.
okay, was that more accurate?
That's more accurate.
Because I didn't make the breakdown. I just said this is the categories that you gave us. Okay, now we're moving along. Okay, Kelly's personal expenses and more customs payments here for a 3-month period, $23,000. Moving along. We're now into the 5-month period for the rest of this year, another $58,000. Again, most of it is customs payments?
Always.
Always. Okay, now we're into
And
2013.
you have to understand that that money to customs is not going to Nigeria often. Malaysia, Hawaii, Greensboro, Dubai, Germany. You just
Okay.
have to understand that.
Yeah,
that's-
no, I put that list up early. So these boxes are bouncing around?
I don't think it works. Yes, they do, but my understanding is customs is all over the place, and they're trying to get the right people to allow the right thing to happen.
What do you mean customs is all over the place? Are the boxes moving?
I'm afraid I can't tell you exactly that. I don't know all the details.
Okay, if you're paying customs fees, it's because something is moving through customs. So the boxes must be moving.
I know they've moved up quite a lot. I can look at every one of these people and say, I know it can look like a scam. I know it looks crazy, but I can't explain everything.
So you were paying customs fees in Nigeria, Malaysia, here. You said not here.
No.
You said not Latvia. Hawaii. You sent money to Greensboro, Russia, South Africa, Wisconsin, United Kingdom, and Canada.
Correct.
So this was all for customs, but the boxes weren't necessarily there?
I know they were in a lot of those places, but like South Africa, the boxes weren't there. She had to go with Adiola to South Africa to sign some documents.
For boxes that weren't in South Africa.
They weren't in South Africa, not at that time. I don't think so.
Okay. Why would you go to South Africa to sign documents for customs
You have to call Mr. Adiola.
for boxes that aren't in South Africa?
I'm not a shipper. Look, I can look at every one of these people and say, I know it can look like a scam, but what you haven't given me a chance is to explain some of the facts and reasons why I think she's real and not lying to me.
We'll get to plenty of that, but I'm
Okay.
just asking
So yes,
you,
I know it looks crazy, but I can't explain everything.
what the hell does South Africa have to do with moving boxes from Nigeria to the United States?
I can only tell you they were there because that's where I sent the money. So if this is a scam, they sure know a lot of people all around the world.
Yeah.
They probably do. Maybe you're right.
Well, if she could go from Nigeria to South Africa, why couldn't she come here?
If I sent her the money, she could, but there was no benefit to her coming here. She's better off in Nigeria, where she's in more control of Adiola and more control of what's going on.
In 6 years, you didn't think she wanted to come chat you up a little bit, have dinner,
No.
talk about your partnership or anything of the sort in 6 years?
No reason for it. When she was in South Africa, I said I'd meet her there, and she didn't want me to.
Why?
Well,
It's really a serious situation here. You know,
thank you.
it's just sad.
Listen, they're not laughing because it's funny. They're laughing at the absurdity of it.
Right.
It's not because this is ha-ha humorous. They're laughing at the absurdity of it. So don't get self-righteous about people laughing. They're laughing at the absurdity of
I'm
it.
here for help.
Well, you're getting it. I don't have a horse in this race.
You got a show.
What?
I mean, we want to show. You want a show?
Oh, friend, let me tell you.
You don't need a show.
That's what Kelly tells him.
No, that's not.
That
Let me
is
tell
what,
Other
you.
people too.
Don't flatter yourself.
Thank you, Dr. Phil. I came here to ask for help. That's all I came here for.
You're
to
not
be
a
embarrassed.
ratings grab.
Thank you, Dr. Phil. There was probably one time when you weren't either. I'm just saying, we're all human. I made mistakes, you make mistakes, everybody makes mistakes. I'm just trying to get some help.
Well, then let me
That's what
help
I'm
you.
here- I know, but you can help me in a nice way, you can help me in a hard way.
And how's it going so far?
I think you're looking at me like I'm stupid, and this whole thing is absurd, like you said, and I don't think you know the whole story yet.
Well, I'm asking you questions, and when you don't have answers, you get defensive. And I think it's because maybe you've asked yourself these questions before.
Fair enough.
Come on. Personal expenses and customs payments, $37,000. This just keeps going. Let's just jump to the final page and the final total here, because the pattern doesn't change. It just keeps going. Boom, 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 boom. And we have a total. And you say that total's not real.
yeah. I mean, he said it to me that he thinks it's more than that, but
could be more.
he didn't want me to tell you because he didn't
No,
want
I just don't
nobody
know
to
the exact number. It could be more. That's all there is to it. It's not over $1 million. It's not under $700,000. I don't know where it is in there exactly.
Cindy claims she immediately told Mark he was being scammed when she first heard of Kelly Smith. So, how did she get involved with helping him send money overseas? I'm going to ask that question when we come back. I want to stop this conversation. You said, I'm jumping to conclusions here.
I don't think this woman is a Nigerian scammer.
I have sent money all over the world. In the beginning, it was very easy, but now MoneyGram or Western Union will stop me.
Mark came to me to send money for him to Kelly, and I agreed. Mark had run out of his own money.
Kelly contacted a friend and asked him if he could help us out. This guy wired $35,000 into my account. If she was scamming me, it doesn't make sense that she would have somebody wire that money to me.
I was transferring money to many different names. I got blocked a couple of times because they caught on to some of the names. They would say, this name has been associated with a scam. Mark told me that they don't know what they're talking about, they're idiots.
Mark says Western Union and MoneyGram banned him from wiring money overseas 3 years ago after he sent approximately $750,000 to a woman he met online, but he has never met in person. His friend Cindy says Mark recruited her after he was banned and had her driving all over town, sending $1,000 every day. Now, Cindy says she was even told by one of the money wiring services that the person she was sending money to was a scammer. But Mark says he has been sending money for 6 years and knows what he is doing.
She just came into it 3 months ago or so when I asked her for help, and she saw how upset I was, and that's when she realized that this is affecting my life a lot more than I ever dreamed it would, and that's when she wrote to you for help.
Okay, now, I want to stop this conversation here, and you said, I'm jumping to conclusions here because I don't know the whole story.
Yeah.
So what is it I don't know that if I know, I wouldn't be judgmental?
I don't think this woman is a Nigerian scammer, okay? And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about these Nigerian scammers. Friends of mine have sent me pictures of, in the room, of these scammers or these people all working on these different computers, just doing these, what do they call this, 700?
Right, but what is it I don't know?
Right. So, she speaks French fluently. Mm-hmm. So, I'm not saying that that alone is a reason to believe her, but she's from French Canada, and she knows French. So that's one thing that says to me, maybe she's telling the truth. At the beginning, I doubted her tremendously. I joined an internet.
Okay, but you're telling me why she's not a scammer. One, she speaks French.
She speaks
Two?
French. She knew what a Canuck was. I didn't know what a damn Canuck was, and she did. And that's
two.
Right. She said to me once when, very early on, and we were really early, 6 months into it, I was so upset, and I typed in there, Kelly, how much more can I take? And she said, how much more do you want? The reason why I thought that was interesting is because I was saying, how much more can I take emotionally? And she immediately, not hearing the emotion, said, how much more do you want, as from the boxes? So I think, and okay, that's another thing. I thought that was interesting. Dr. Phil, I watch your show. I watch Judge Judy more. One of the things that I love about what Judge Judy says is if you tell the truth, you don't have to have a good memory. I have not once in 6 years caught Kelly or Adiola in a lie.
She speaks French fluently. There are 4 primary languages in Nigeria. One of them is French. Okay, she knows what a Canuck is, and she's consistent with her facts.
Very.
Okay.
That's.
Okay, anything else?
I just don't know. There's so many things.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. Is there a possibility that this is a scam? Kelly didn't want you to come here.
What she said was, you're not really interested in helping.
We offered to fly her here. She tried to scam me. Well, we've run out of time, but I still have a whole lot more to say to Mark. Tomorrow, we ramp up our investigation and dig deeper. Where are these elusive boxes containing $6.5 million in cash and jewelry and diamonds? Our international investigative team tracked the 2 boxes all over the globe to locate the whereabouts. Do Kelly Smith and Mr. Adiola really exist? We went to the addresses that Mark gave us for the 2 in Nigeria, and you're going to find out what we discovered when we arrive on the ground in Nigeria. Take a look. You're going to see all of this and a whole lot more tomorrow. You do not want to miss that. I want to thank all of my guests today. We'll see you next time.
if y'all are drinking with me. Anna and Maddie are. You are my life, and you are my life, and I am your life, and we are life together. Hi, Maddie. I'm so sorry that Twitch lied to you. That is rude and cruel. Let's see how much butter I need. Is anybody really life when you think about it? All right, you know what? Let's see. Please hold. How much butter do I need for the 12 tablespoons? 100. Twitch it. In the past ages, I've missed all the streams where you were live because I was busy and I was always free when you were away. I miss you! Oh, Maddie. I bought Maddie corn nuts from England that I'm going to have to send her. Oh, I cannot wait. Plus, I have other corn nuts to send her. It's going to be amazing. She's going to love it. She's going to love it so much. This wants me to melt this butter, and I don't know if I'm going to. I'll be very honest with you. 170 grams of butter. That's 145. Are they Cornish corn nuts? No, they are not. I hope that's okay, Maddie. All right, let's melt this butter first, and then I can melt the other butter for... Let's clean this stuff up. We don't need either of these. Oh, I love this song. This is what I went over here for. This is what I need. Yep. Yes, it does. But it's okay. In fact, I know what I'm doing. Let's melt this butter for the... Come on. Come on, home skillet. Let's take you off. Let's put you over here for now. Let's put you over here because you'll actually like. All right, we're going to put that in there. We're going to pop a little of the olive oil. So the leftover butter that I've already softened for other stuff, well, that's a good idea to do a little like there's already thyme in the pitas. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of salt on the butter and olive oil. And maybe a little pepper, because that'll be like nice and bloomy. But once that butter's done, where's the thyme? How's my Maddie? How you been? How you been, my dear? My dear? Where's my garlic powder? Oh, that's onion powder. Where's my garlic powder? There's my, I'm also low on garlic powder. I need to buy garlic powder. I'm so low on garlic powder, it's like caked at the bottom. That's not good. All right, I need new garlic powder, chat. Oh my God, Maddie would have so much fun with us in Porto. Maddie would have so much fun with us no matter where we went because Maddie's fun. But life isn't too crazy at the moment, which is nice. That's awesome. Yeah, see, I don't have a garden. I do live in an attic in a city. And like I said, I just came home from a trip, so I had to do some restocking because I didn't want to leave a bunch of fresh produce in my apartment for 10 days. It's bad enough I left my freezer open for 10 days, slightly ajar for 10 days. Yeah. All right, there's our butter. We're going to let that sit and cool because we don't want to add it to our brownie recipe, Berlin hot. I'm going to pop the butter and olive oil, the leftovers here. Well, now this is that one because I can't use that on the regular thing. Okay, now. I don't need this. What's up? Same, Laura. Did a nice big grocery haul today after being gone for a week. Exactly. You gotta, you can't be leaving stuff like that just sitting around the house, right? There's no point in that. Let me lower the heat on this. Does not need to be that high as the butter melts. Ooh, but it's smelling lovely and fragrant. All right, now what do we need to do? In a small bowl, break up. Oh, I forgot I needed dark chocolate melted. I did not buy more dark chocolate at the... I like to take risks. Do you like to come back to bugs as well? Do you also like bugs, India? Tell me your feeling on bugs in your house. All right, that's too much. Is my food not totally frozen? Carpe diem, motherfuckers. Oh, you pain. You absolute pain in my ass. This chocolate is frozen and annoying me. Maybe this one will. Yellow jackets, very true. I also did have that water bug that one time. That one time on stream, because I've definitely had them before. All right, come on, home skillet. Can you please cut? Ah! Anything? Ah! Why does that say one? Well, I only need 100. Perfect for tea. My friend gave me this. And I love it. It's just great for having... I don't need this on the counter. It's just great for having a nice big old bottle of water. Are you fucking kidding me, chocolate? All right, you're going back in the freezer. I hate you. I hate you, chocolate. I hate you as much as you hate me. Let's see what else we got.